mistakes. And then he had us.
Lights out! Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Michael Keaton performances.
Hey, these aren't my rules. Come to think of it, I don't have any rules.
For this list, we'll be looking at the roles where this master of the comedic and dramatic arts shine. Please be warned, light spoilers ahead. Did we leave any characters buried in a shallow grave or in the trunk of the Batmobile? Sound off in the comments below.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that every night you leave here, this is what you do?
No, not every night.
Number 10, Jack Butler, Mr. Mom.
What's green and rides through the west?
The long pickle.
Okay, they're on to me, hon.
We're all on to you, honey.
Even when movies and roles don't hold up with modern audiences, they can provide a great snapshot into a former era. That's the case with Keaton's character Jack Butler in 1983's Mr. Mom. When the engineer is dismissed from his job at an auto plant, his wife has to pick up the slack as an ad executive.
How do I look?
You look great. You're gonna make a great impression.
The comedy explores gender norms through the lens of Keaton's humor. As he navigates life as a stay-at-home dad, Jack struggles with everyday domestic tasks. Jack fends off out-of-control children, desperate housewives, and a bulging waistline. While the plot may seem ridiculous today, in 1983, Mr. Mom bridged the gender gap with more than a few laughs.
My brain is like oatmeal. I yelled at Kenny today for coloring outside the lines. Megan and I are starting to watch the same TV shows, and I'm liking them.
Number 9, Dr. Samuel Phoenix, Dopesick.
The FDA and journals all say it's safe. Now I'm going to give you enough for a 3-day supply.
The Hulu miniseries Dopesick is an adaptation of a book about the opioid epidemic. In it, Keaton plays Samuel Phoenix, a local family doctor tricked into believing that OxyContin was a safe miracle drug. Over the course of the series, Phoenix watches helplessly as the drug tears his community apart. Soon after, it destroys his own life. He loses his health, his practice, and his medical license.
So just to be clear, you're blaming numerous deaths in your town on just one medication?
Yes, sir. I am.
It's a powerful role where a good man falls into a deep pit of despair. He claws his way out and tries to heal the damage in his own life and to his town. For Keaton, this role was personal. In his SAG Award acceptance speech, he broke down as he mentioned his nephew, Michael, who died of a substance use disorder.
This is for my nephew, Michael, and my sister, Pam. I lost my nephew, Michael, to drugs, and it hurts. This is for my sister, Pam. Thanks.
Number 8, Dogberry, Much Ado About Nothing.
Are you good men and true?
Yay!
Kenneth Branagh made a big splash in the 80s and 90s with his silver screen adaptations of William Shakespeare. His second, Much Ado About Nothing, is an upstairs-downstairs frolic about a noble couple whose hate grows into love. Despite being an ensemble film, Michael Keaton steals the whole thing with grimy and hilarious flair.
Neighbors, you are tedious. Well, it pleases your worship to say so. But we are the poor Duke's officers.
He plays Dogberry, the dirty, oafish constable leading a crew of bumbling fools. Keaton's Dogberry is more concerned with insults from the upper crust than doing his job, or using water to bathe. Still, he and his merry band of morons foil a murderous plot by complete accident.
What offense have these men done?
Very, sir. They have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Number 7, Ray Nicolette, Jackie Brown.
The bag is, purple?
White.
Huh?
White.
It's white.
Fine, the bag's
What pink
white.
lettering?
Image is purple.
Lettering's
Fine.
pink.
Okay, the bag's white, it's got purple on it, and the lettering's pink.
Jackie Brown is a consistently underrated Tarantino 90s classic. Based on an Elmore Leonard novel, the film is a twisty crime caper. It takes a lot to stand out in a cast with Pam Grier, Robert De Niro, and Samuel L. Jackson. But here comes Michael Keaton as Ray Nicolette, hard-boiled ATF agent.
Except it's not a point of view shared by the ATF. Once we make this evidence, it belongs to us.
Keaton takes a fairly limited stock character, a tough macho cop, and peppers his performance with charisma and empathy. Despite being a tough guy, Ray is a sympathetic man whose respect for Jackie allows her to pull one over on him. Keaton takes a cliche and turns it on its head to create a great three-dimensional character.
I sure hope you didn't do anything stupid, Jackie.
Number 6, Henry Hackett, The Paper.
That is, they're just trying to sell newspapers. That's sensationalism, Marty, and I won't be a party to it.
In the Ron Howard film The Paper, Keaton stars as Henry Hackett, a New York City Metro editor. The dramedy takes place over a crazy 24 hours with a zany cast of characters at a tabloid newspaper. Henry juggles an unhappy pregnant wife, a sick boss, office drama, and a citywide conspiracy.
The other thing is, these dead guys were not your ordinary businessmen. They were on the board of Sedona Savings and Loan. And they lost a lot of money, millions of somebody's money. And the feds are looking into that right now.
Keaton does a masterful job conveying the intense pressures brought to bear when balancing work and family. He has an important job, spending the film hunting down a story to save 2 innocent teens from prosecution. Still, his marriage suffers, and the difficult birth of his son teaches Henry the need for balance.
Great. Way to go. I'm sorry.
Number 5, Bill Blazejowski, Night Shift.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that every night you leave here, this is what you do?
No, not every night.
Michael Keaton as a morgue employee turned pimp, that's the setup for his first starring role in a feature film, Night Shift. Co-starring Henry Winkler, Night Shift tells the story of a workplace odd couple who turn a morgue into a sex worker ring. Keaton plays Bill Blazejowski, a carefree sextrepreneur.
I feel a lot of love in this room. I don't know, maybe it's me, but I'll tell you something. I was here a minute ago, and it was really beautiful.
In Night Shift, his famous 1980s screwball humor is on full display. Keaton's unhinged Bill balances perfectly with Winkler's straight man Chuck. His trademark eyebrows and creepy charisma leave their memorable impression. 40 years later, his endearing insanity still stamps itself onto your brain.
I wasn't ready for that. Can I have a take?
Just turn sideways. Leave.
Number 4, Walter Robbie Robinson, Spotlight.
Hey, Robbie, new boss coming in to make some cuts?
I have no idea.
Aren't you sitting down with him?
Yes, I am.
So is it about Spotlight?
I don't know, Mike.
Based on a true story, Spotlight dramatizes the Boston Globe's investigation into the church's sex abuse scandal. Keaton's Robbie Robinson is the editor of the Spotlight section, a team dedicated to journalism of the investigative and accountability kind. At the behest of their new chief, they dig into allegations of priests' misconduct towards youth. Robbie is a Boston fixture and soon discovers that he has deep ties with some people involved.
Robbie, as well-intentioned as Bill's remarks are, I'm hoping we can keep this between us until we all get on the same page.
Is that why we're here, to get on the same page?
Like them, Robbie faces a choice: bury the truth to protect the institutions he grew up with, or alienate everyone to bring the truth to light. Keaton conveys a deep sense of pathos as he learns just how many friends sold their integrity to the church. It's an intense movie, and Keaton stands tall at its heart.
We got to put an end to it.
Don't tell me what I gotta do. Yeah, I helped defend these scumbags, but that's my job, Robbie. I was doing my job.
Yeah. You and everyone else.
Number 3, Batman Bruce Wayne, Batman and Batman Returns.
I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
For 20 years, Batman was a silly figure in popular culture. But when Tim Burton and Michael Keaton joined forces, they put out a darker, more modern vision of the Capes Crusader. For many people out there, Michael Keaton is the quintessential Batman. Unlike subsequent Batman actors like Christian Bale and Ben Affleck, Keaton's performance is more psychological than physical.
I mean, let's face it. You're not exactly normal, are you?
It's not exactly a normal world, is it?
Dressed all in black, this Dark Knight is haunted by loneliness. The mask hides a deep well of sadness at Bruce Wayne's loss. Still, especially in the 1992 sequel Batman Returns, Keaton infuses Batman with hope. When he meets Selina Kyle, Bruce sees a future for himself outside of vigilantism.
Let's just take him to the police. Then we can go home. Together.
Number 2, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Go ahead, Barbara, say it.
Beetlejuice! What happened?
In 1988, Tim Burton's second feature film, Beetlejuice, cemented his unique style. With a modern spin on German expressionism, Burton blends creepy and silly into a distinctive brand. To succeed, he needed the perfect lead actor to bring the ghost with the most to life. Enter Michael Keaton. With his idiosyncratic mix of creep factor and charisma, there's literally no other actor who could have done the part justice.
What I mean is, can you be scary?
Oh, I know you're asking me. Can I be scary?
do you think of this? You like it?
Filthy, funny, scary, slick, these are traits that make very little sense together. But in every frame, Beetlejuice can't help but make you smile. Audiences were disgusted, frightened, and entranced by the character. So much so that over 30 years later, Burton has announced a sequel.
Go ahead. Make my millennium.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Ray Kroc, the founder. Keaton captivates and crushes your soul as the merciless founder of McDonald's.
It's not just the system, Dick. It's the name. That glorious name, McDonald's. It could be anything you want it to be. It's limitless. It's wide open. It sounds like America.
Daryl Pointer, clean and sober. One of the first honest and nuanced portrayals of substance use disorder in a Hollywood movie.
He took the money, didn't he?
No! Look, it's real complicated. I can't explain it now.
Adrian Toomes, Vulture. Spider-Man Homecoming, universally lauded as one of the best villains in the MCU.
He must be Peter.
Yeah.
I'm Liz's dad. Put her there. Hell of a grip. Come on in here. Come on.
Captain Gene Mock, The Other Guys. The police captain steals every scene with his deadpan humor.
Guys, do you remember the Be Smart speech?
Sure. All right. Then what'd you do? What'd you do about it? The opposite. We were not smart, Captain Gene.
It's just Captain. It's just Captain. It's not Captain Gene. I don't have a kiddie show. It sounds creepy, Captain Gene.
Ramsey Clark, The Trial of the Chicago 7. Keaton's former Attorney General of the United States is a beacon of integrity and gravitas.
That's what those two men came to tell me, that if John Mitchell wants to cut me in half, he can and he will. So, I wanted them in the room when I said, "When do you want me in court?"
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Regan Thompson, Birdman.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. You know, it'd be a lot better if I could get Ralph to stop, acting. It's gonna be fine.
Michael Keaton has a habit of taking on roles that nobody else can do. Nowhere is this more apt than in Alejandro González Iñárritu's Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Keaton is Regan Thompson, a washed-up actor trying to revitalize his career with an original Broadway show. Like Keaton himself, Thompson's fame comes from having played a Hollywood superhero, Birdman. Fighting narcissistic castmates, ruthless critics, and the belittling voice of Birdman, Regan is in a constant state of anxiety.
That clown doesn't have half your talent, and he's making a fortune in that Tin Man getup. We were the real thing, Regan. We had it all.
He spirals into a well of self-loathing until, on opening night, he shoots himself in the head on stage. For years, Keaton has consistently said that the film does not portray his own relationship to Batman. Still, that added layer is constantly in the mind's eye of the viewer as we watch Regan's fall.
Sacrifice. Icarus. You can do it. You hear me? You are.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.